Hello dear students, I welcome you all for the CLE Degree College YouTube classes. In here we are discussing about your unit 4 of BSc first semester, that is what? Higher order derivatives. In that already we have discussed two examples under Leibniz theorem. So the next example I will consider, which is find the nth derivative of x square e raised to x into cos square x. So see here it is containing three functions of x, that is x square is there, e raised to x is there and cos square x is there. So I will take this as the product of two terms, that is what we will transform this equation or function in the form of which we know the higher order derivatives. Okay, so let us see how we are doing that. So in solution I will consider y is equal to x square e raised to x into cos square x. So given function I have considered it as y. Now I will take, that is x square e raised to x as it is, and this cos square x I will consider it as 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2. Yes, this is cos square is nothing but 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2. Now take this term to inside. What we will get? See here, multiplying separately x square e raised to x divided by 2 plus x square e raised to x cos 2x divided by 2. Now this is one term and again this is another term. So nth derivative of y, what you will get? Nth derivative of this first term plus nth derivative of second term. Now see here we can apply Leibniz theorem here directly. Here I will consider this as v and this whole function as u, because we know the nth derivative of e raised to ax cos bx plus c. So those formulas we are using here. So before going to write the Leibniz theorem, I will consider what will be the yn. That is, this is y. So this implies yn is what? Yes, x square e raised to x divided by 2, its nth derivative, plus x square e raised to x cos 2x divided by 2 and its nth derivative. And see here, as this 1 by 2 is constant, I can take this outside. So here I will write it as 1 by 2 in bracket x square e raised to x and its nth derivative plus nth derivative of x square e raised to x cos 2x. So this is our term. Now next what we have to do here? First we have to find the nth derivative of this first term and we will go for the second one. So yes, first before that I will write Leibniz theorem, and we know that u into v, nth derivative of u into v is, we are writing it as nth derivative of u, v as it is, nc1, n minus 1th derivative of u and first derivative of v plus what will be the next term, that is nc2, n minus 2th derivative of u and second derivative of v plus and so on, and plus ncn u as it is, nth derivative of v. This is our Leibniz theorem. So yes, first here whatever this equation we will got as, that is whatever we have got this equation, I will make it as equation number 1. So separately finding the answer, substituting in equation number 1, we will get the final solution. So for that first I will consider this term, that is x square e raised to x and nth derivative of x square e raised to x. Now for this term you have to apply this u into v, that is nth derivative of u into v formula, and here I will consider v as x square. Yes, again why I have considered v as only x square, not as e raised to x, because this v function we have to consider in such a way that after some steps its derivative must get 0. Yes, so after second derivative this value, that is third derivative of x square, becomes 0, no? So that's why we have taken v as x square and not as a e raised to x. Now proceed by using this formula. What will get? Yes, u is e raised to x, nth derivative of e raised to x and x square as it is, plus nc1, yes, n minus 1th derivative of u, that is n minus 1th derivative of e raised to x, first derivative of x square, plus n c2, n minus 2th derivative of e raised to x, second derivative of x square, and plus and so on. This will be n c n e raised to x, nth derivative of x square. So this is what we have got step after using the Leibniz theorem. So yes, next, what will be the nth derivative of e raised to x? Or if we have considered it as e raised to ax plus b, there we have written 1 raised to n into a raised to n into e raised to ax only. Here a value is 1. You can use that one or else. See, e raised to x function ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಸಲ differentiate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು e raised to x ಬರ್ತದರಿ. So directly nth derivative of this e raised to x I will write as e raised to x as it is. Then x square plus, yes, nc1 value I have told you, this is n. Then again n minus 1th derivative of e raised to x will be e raised to x itself, first derivative of x square is 2x, plus nc2 value is n into n minus 1 divided by 2 and n minus 2th derivative of e raised to x, what will be that again? E raised to x, and second derivative of x square means you have to differentiate this 2x one time, that means here we will get 2 plus, then next term, see, then in the next term what will get? N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 factorial e raised to x, and differentiation of this 2 we will get, that is third derivative of x square. What will be that? As you can check separately, we will get it as a 0, and multiplying 0 to any number we will get 0, and hence all the next terms also becomes 0. So here I will end it, or 0 plus and so on, again 0 you can write. So now, yes, in the next step, if you want you can take e raised to x outside or just write as it is, that is x square e raised to x plus 2nx into e raised to x plus 2n n minus 1, yes, 2 and 2 get cancels, so I can remove here, this will be e raised to x. Yes, all the terms are over now. This is x square, that is nth derivative of x square e raised to x. Yes, I will make this as equation number 2 now. Now again, in the similar way, consider this second function and we will get its nth derivative. So let us see what we will get that. Yes, the next term, that is nth derivative of x square e raised to x cos 2x, and here again I will consider v as x square itself. So here u is e raised to x cos 2x and v is x square. Again by using that Leibniz theorem, what we will get? Yes, that is equal to e raised to x cos 2x, that is nth derivative of that function x square as it is. Again nc1 n minus 1th derivative of e raised to x cos 2x and first derivative of x square. Next term is nc2 n minus 2th derivative of e raised to x cos 2x and second derivative of x square plus and so on, plus last term is ncn e raised to x cos 2x as it is and nth derivative of x square we will get. Now similarly, as we have taken in that one, here also we have to get. And what is the nth derivative of this term? Yes, I will first write it directly, that is e raised to ax cos bx plus c, its nth derivative, or else first we will take that formula, that is if y is equal to e raised to ax cos bx plus c, then that implies yn is what? R raised to n e raised to ax cos bx plus c plus n theta, where yes, r value and theta value we have to mention. R is the square root of a square plus b square and theta is tan inverse b by a, tan inverse b by a. So this is our r and theta. So I will take it in the bracket by using this formula we have to get the nth derivative and n minus 1th derivative of these terms. Now by using this formula we will change these values. Yes, right, that is nth derivative of x square e raised to x cos 2x. We will get it as first term, nth derivative of e raised to x cos 2x. Here a value is 1, b value is 2 and c value is 0. So according to that, substitute in this formula. What we will get? r raised to n e raised to x, this cos 2x plus c is 0. So directly n theta. Next, nc1 value is n and r raised to n minus 1 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 1 into theta. Yes, this is the second term. See here, nc1 value is 1, n, then e raised to x cos 2x n minus 1th derivative means here we have to take n is equal to n minus 1. Then this is n minus 1th derivative is this term. Next is what? First derivative of x square, that we will get as 2x. Yes, according to that here I have to write x square also. Then in the third term again r raised to n minus 2. Yes, r raised to n minus 2. Before that nc2 value is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Then this value is r raised to n minus 2 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 2 into theta, and this is over. Next, second derivative of x square is 2x, and as we have taken in the previous term, next derivative becomes 0, so I will not write the next term. This is only we will get. So next again, before that we have to write the r and theta value, that is where r is equal to square root of a square plus b square is there, and what is our a square value? That is 1 square, and b square value is nothing but 2 square. So 1 square plus 2 square is nothing but 5. So r value is square root of 5, and similarly theta value is, we will get it as tan inverse b by a, that means 2 by 1, and that is 2 itself. Okay, therefore your value of nth derivative of e raised to x cos 2x, we will get it as r raised to n e raised to x cos 2x plus n theta into x square plus n into r raised to n minus 1 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 1 into theta, again 2x. Yes, then in the next term 2 will be cancelled, that is this 2 and this 2 term get cancels. What will get that? Plus n into n minus 1 r raised to n minus 2 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 2 of theta and into x. So this is our nth derivative of x square e raised to x cos 2x. Here see, first x square is there, then 2x derivative is there, again its derivative is, here its derivative is only 2 we will get. So here we will not get x. Yes, because 2x derivative we have to get, and that will be 2, and next terms becomes 0. So this is our equation number 3. This is equation number 3. Now equation number 3 and equation number 2 we have to substitute in equation number 1. So let us see what we will get that. Yes. Now our equation number 1 is this one, that is 1 by 2 nth derivative of x square into e raised to x plus 1 by 2 x square e raised to x cos 2x, that is nth derivative of this function. Now see here, from 2 and 3 this equation becomes, that is equation 2 already I have substituted in this. Then next term, that is from equation 3 what we can write? This is again 1 by 2, then nth derivative we have got as r raised to n r raised to n e raised to x cos 2x plus n theta into x square plus 2xn r raised to n minus 1 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 1 into theta plus n into n minus 1 r raised to n minus 2 e raised to x cos 2x plus n minus 2 into theta. So this is the from equation 3. Yes, we have substituted equation 2 and equation 3 in the equation number 1, and that will be the our nth derivative of a given function, that is this we have shown. So this is our total answer. Yes, I hope you come to know how to get the nth derivative. That is, wherever you will get u into v form, there you have to consider v as the function whose derivatives, that is, after 2 and 3 steps, its derivative must vanishes. Such a type of function we have to consider as v. Then remaining function we have to take it as u. So by using that Leibniz theorem, again substitute u and v wherever in the that is wherever u and v are there in the equation, and then get the nth derivatives corresponding to that n minus 1th derivative, substitute all them in there, and you will get the total solution. So this is our third example we have completed here. So our last example, that is somewhat different. See here, x and y are given. From this we have to show this result is true. That is what? P and n are constant terms, and with respect to given x and y, we have to show that this result is satisfying. So this is a somewhat different procedure. Let us see how we are solving this. Yes, first I will write in the solution given terms I will write, that is x and y. Given x is equal to sin t and y is given as cos pt. Yes, from this I will remove this t value and pt value. So t value becomes now sin inverse x. We can take the sin inverse, that is sin inverse on both sides. Then what we will get? Sin inverse x is equal to sin inverse of sin t. So what we will get? T itself. That is what I have written. T is equal to sin inverse x. And next, similarly here pt value we will get it as cos inverse y. Now see, t value is sin inverse x and here we have t. So substitute that one, we get p into t value is sin inverse x is equal to cos inverse y. Yes, now differentiating with respect to x I will do. Differentiating with respect to x. What is that? P as it is. I have already told you it is constant. Sin inverse x differentiation is 1 divided by square root of 1 minus x square is equal to cos inverse y difference. With respect to y is there. So cos inverse y differentiation is what? Minus 1 divided by square root of 1 minus y square. And this again y differentiation is y dash, that is y1 I will write. Yes, y1 or y dash I have taken for the first derivative of y. That is y differentiation with respect to x we are writing as dy by dx or y1 or y dash. Both are, yes, everything is same. So here we get this term. Now I will square this equation on the both sides. What we get? That is here p square is p square divided by 1 minus x square, square root is there. Square and square root get cancels. Remaining is 1 minus x square is equal to. Again this is minus term is there, but if you are taking square, then we will get it as 1 divided by 1 minus y square. And y1 square, that I will write here. So it is y1 square. Yes, again from this we will take this 1 minus y square to here and 1 minus x square to here. Yes, let us see what we will get. That is p square into 1 minus y square is equal to y1 square 1 minus x square. So this term we have got. Again I will differentiate this equation with respect to x. That is differentiating with respect to x. with respect to x. What we get? This p square is constant. We will write it as it is. Then 1 differentiation is 0 minus. See here y square is there. Y square differentiation is 2y, and again y differentiation. In this example, how we are writing? That is y1. So this is LHS differentiation. Again here y1 square, u into v formula we have to apply. First I will differentiate this. Y1 square is 2y1. And again 2y1 into this term differentiation we have to take. So y1 differentiation, again I will write it as y2, and 1 minus x square as it is, plus y1 square, 1 minus x square differentiation is minus 2x, and x differentiation is 1, so I am not writing that. Now this minus p square into minus 2p square y1 is there, no, that I will take to that side. So we get it as 2y1 y2 into 1 minus x square plus or minus 2x into y1 square. Again this is with respect to minus sign, to that side it becomes with plus 2p square y into y1, and that is equal to 0 we will get. So let us check here, that is in every term 2y1 is there, 2y1 and 2y1. So that we can take it as common, and as 2y1 is not equal to 0, I can write remaining term is 0. Yes, so directly. Otherwise you can take it as a like cancel, 2y1, 2y1 and 2y1. What will be the remaining term? Yes, y2, 1 minus x square minus xy1. Here 1 y1 is cancelled, so remaining is 1 y1 plus p square y is equal to 0. Now this is our term, that is this equation. I will make it as equation number 1, and here I will apply Leibniz theorem. That is what? U into v form is there, no? Now for this term we will apply Leibniz theorem to get this required result. So let us see how we will apply that. Yes, to apply the Leibniz theorem, first we will write the Leibniz formula. That is what? Nth derivative of u into v. We have nth derivative of u, v as it is. nc1, n minus 1th derivative of u, first derivative of v. Then nc2, n minus 2th derivative of u, second derivative of v, plus and so on. This continues, and last term is ncn. Yes, u as it is, and nth derivative of v. This is our Leibniz theorem. See here, in this term I will take this as u and this function as v. Again this x as v and this y1 as u, and here as this is the p square is constant, its nth derivative we can write directly as yn. So here separately we have to apply the Leibniz formula. Let us see that. Yes, according to that directly you substitute here. That is, yes, that implies first is what? Nth derivative of u. So in the first term u I have considered as y2, so its nth derivative v is 1 minus x square plus nc1, n minus 1th derivative of y2, first derivative of v, that is 1 minus x square and its first derivative, plus nc2, n minus 2th derivative of this u, that is n minus 2th derivative of y2, and v2 is this 1 minus x square second derivative. See, again you will get the next terms, but 1 minus x square, it's a second derivative. That is in the next term we will get it as a third derivative, and as this value becomes 0, I will not write the next terms here. So up to this I will write. Then taking the next term is what? X into y1 is there. There our u is y1 and v is x. So substitute that in the this equation. What we will get? Nth derivative of y1 and v is x plus nc1, n minus 1th derivative of y1 and first derivative of x. Again plus terms I will not write because second derivative of this x becomes 0. See here x ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದ ರೀ 1 ಬರ್ತದ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ 1 ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಏನ್ರಿ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ 0. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ obviously get vanishes and that I will not write. So here I will complete the bracket. Then p square nth derivative of y we are writing it as yn itself. So that is equal to 0. Now separate the terms with respect to yn and see here. First we have to separate the terms, but before that y2 of that is nth derivative of y2. See, already we have taken second derivative and again it's the nth derivative we are writing. For this term, if you want to check here, y is there, it's the nth derivative what we are writing, n itself. And here y2 is there and its nth derivative means we will get it as yn plus 2. As I have told you, whenever you will differentiate second term, we will get the third term, that is what 2 plus 1th term we will get, no? Like that, if we are differentiating y2, its nth derivative will be yn plus 2. Yn plus 2 and this 1 minus x square as it is plus n into again here n minus 1th derivative of y2, that is y of n minus 2 plus the second derivative we will get. So that is nothing but n plus 1 and into 1 minus x square, first differentiation is minus 2x. Okay, then plus n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Yes, y2, that is n minus 2th derivative of y2, that means n minus 2 plus 2 we will get. So that is nth derivative we will get. Then 1 minus x square, its second differentiation is differentiating this term we will get minus 2. Okay, this is first term. Next minus in the bracket again y1 and its nth derivative means again I can write it as yn plus 1 into x plus nc1 value is n. First y1th n minus 1th derivative of this y1, what we are writing it as y of n minus 1 plus 1, so it is yn only. Then first differentiation of x is 1 and plus p square into yn is equal to 0. Now here 2 and this 2 get cancels and no other terms are cancelling. Okay, 2 and 2 get cancels. So in the next term what you do, separate the terms with respect to yn plus 1 and yn. Okay, separate the terms with respect to yn plus 2, yn plus 1 and yn. We will get the required solution. That is, see here, only yn plus 2 is one term is there. Yes, directly write that. That is 1 minus x square into yn plus 1. So plus in bracket with respect to yn plus 1, here it is there one term and again this one term. So what are those? Minus 2xn minus 2xn and here again minus x into yn plus 1. Then plus, see here, with respect to yn you have to take the terms. With respect to yn what we have? n square minus 1, that is n square minus n, that is n into n is n square minus 1 into n is this n. Yes, this is with respect to here. Yes, it is with respect to again minus n, because this minus also we have to include. Then in this term yn we have got again minus n. So plus p square yn is remaining. Yes, let us check all the terms are taken or not. First term is already we have written. With respect to yn plus 1, our term is minus 2xn, that is minus 2xn I have written. Then with respect to again yn plus 1, here x is there with the minus sign, so this is minus x plus this is of the minus sign. Yes, with respect to yn here we have minus sign, that minus sign I have written, and this n into n square minus n will get, that is here, and here in the last term we have, that is n and again minus sign, so it is minus n and plus p square yn. Yes, sorry, this p square I have to add in the bracket itself, because yn we have to take the outside the term, that is what yn we are making as common term. Now 1 minus x square yn plus 1 as it is, Here I can take minus x as common, right? Here also x is there, and this minus sign. So I will write minus of 2n minus 1 x into yn plus 1, and here also. Yes, in bracket what is remaining? Minus n square, minus into minus, plus n, minus n plus p square into yn is equal to 0. Now simplify this. Here n and minus n get cancels. Yes, therefore our final solution is what? 1 minus y square into yn plus 1 minus 2n minus 1 into x into yn plus 1 plus p square minus n square into yn, and this is equal to 0. So our final solution is this. That is what? From given x and y we have proved the result, and hence we can write hence proved. Yes, this is our final solution. So we have taken Leibniz theorem and also 4 examples by using the Leibniz theorem, and here I can complete your unit 4, that is higher order derivatives. Okay, thank you.